Hey hotties, I'm the Real House guest of North Hollywood. My name is Carson Frey. We're here for another week. I'm doing a solo episode. Let's chat. How are you guys doing? It's kind of a weird week. This post-election full moon, it's gotten me in my feels, and maybe it's just my hormones. So I'm here to talk about Bravo. It's what I love to do. Yeah. So, I'm trying to watch everything right now. I am a little behind on Potomac, so we're not talking about it. It's like Potomac and New York have just, and I'm repeating what so many people in the audience is saying, like, it's just not doing it. It's not doing it. Salt Lake is giving. So let's just talk about Salt Lake. Okay, so the episode is called Revenge Best Served in Coach, Season 5, Episode 9. And it really opens with the Barlows breaking down the night before. And I love John Barlow. He tries to be logical, but Lisa just blames Whitney. Makes sense. Who else is she going to blame? Heather's not there. So then they all sit down for probably the most awkward lunch ever. And then Lisa's like, I'm going to break the silence by let's finish this conversation with Browynn. And they start fighting, of course, and then they kind of get close to a resolution. Brawynn's really wanting an apology, but you're not going to get from Lisa. But then Whitney jumps in, and so really it's just yeah. Okay. Then we see Mary at home with her son. I originally almost skipped this scene just because of my own personal reasons, because I thought it would be triggering for me, and then I decided I wanted to watch it so I can address how it made me feel. I don't think Bravo should be including these scenes of Mary's son and his wife. It's clear to me they're in active addiction, and I don't know how much consent can really be given for that to be shown. And maybe not everyone watching it is seeing all the things I'm seeing, because it's if you've dealt with it or someone you loved, it's once you see it, you can't unsee it, and it just breaks your heart every time. I understand, though, that this is Mary's story as well. But there's a way these producers could tell that story and maybe not be showing these scenes. Because I think there's a better way. I really think Mary didn't go on the trip because she was scared of finding her son's lifeless body. I see him in fighting for his life right now, and Mary's fighting for her son's life. It's difficult because I understand women being a mother and you need to do whatever you can to save your child, and that being a part of her story. But yeah, and I might not continue reporting on this storyline because I'm protecting my mental health first, y'all. Okay, so then they all play volleyball. The editors do their best, 80s, Baywatch edits. It's funny. I like it. One thing I do like about this trip to Palm Springs is it's giving money. It is giving expensive, and that's why we watch The Housewives. Then they all get ready for this dinner and small party, and then when they get there, there's this sign that says TRBN. I took so long trying to figure out what it meant, but it's Todd, his last name, Browynn Newport, but it was just so confusing. The acronym, I was like, what? Browynn's necklace, so I love her overall as a housewife, but her necklace pissed me off. $4 million. $4 million. I just thinking of all the good things you could do, and that's but again, that's capitalism. And then they're at the party. Todd makes this comment about someone's like, yeah, the Barlows own a tequila company. And he goes, yeah, mediocre tequila. That was funny. Oh my God, though. So I did find Whitney and Angie making fun of Seth's look at the party mean. He was not wearing a Meredith Marks hat. He was wearing a Brooks Marks hat. Their names are hard. Meredith Marks hat, Brooks Marks hat. But he was wearing a Suns hat. So, yeah. It was just a little mean. And then Browyn's like kind of giving ooh, this is the dinner thing. And she makes a comment about like, oh, because it's so miserable but beautiful outside because it was cold. She was like, kind of like our marriage. And you could see it really stung her husband. And I felt bad for him for a half second because then it's just like their weird dynamic came out. It's like in photos, they probably like look like this quirky, cute couple that look different, but you know, they're having fun. They're going on all these adventures, but in person or on video, yeah, not in person. I don't know these people. I'm watching an edited version of them, but watching them on camera together, their dynamic is strange. Then they start to play the newlywed game. And when sex gets brought up, everyone gets nervous. And my question was, like, obviously the swinging mom talk thing had come out on TikTok. But was Secret Lives of Mormon Wives out when they were filming this? Because I wonder if kind of that's where their head went. Because then Lisa was like, oh, I'm monogamous. We're very monogamous. Because remember, Lisa Barlow is the only Mormon on the show. So maybe she's trying to be like, we are not swingers. We are not. So then Lisa and Justin Rose make up. Meredith and Sean fight Angie's husband. And like, so Meredith is like, I'm so mad because you brought up my son. And Sean's like, hey, I thought we made up the other night. Why didn't you bring it up then? She's like, well, you should have known. You should have known. And then, because they're talking about the thing he said on the podcast. And Seth is like looking for the proof in a headline. And I think he was trying to joke and be like, here it is, Beeoches. But yo, it didn't land. It didn't land. And I think he sees filming and doing the show as a joke. Like, look at this insane, silly thing. Like, Beeoches? Oh my God, I'm going to find the receipts, proof, timeline. Like, it feels like he's doing like a sketch of it in his head. But for them, it's real life. So when he does the Beeoches, you could see Whitney was like, I will kill you, motherfucker. Because Whitney Rose, that's Real Housewife. That is a real housewife. And then Angie, she tries to like diffuse. So she brings up the whole grandparent thing with Browynn and her child, thinking it's a good thing because she doesn't have all the information. And Todd shuts it down. He goes, no. Like, Todd reminds me of my grandfather, who is like a very stern and mean dude. And maybe it's their generation, similar generation. How old is Todd? Let me look this up. Okay, I couldn't find his age, but he's 26 years older than Browynn, so he's old. Maybe not my grandpa's age, but he's old. Yeah, Todd is not a husband. He acts like a father figure, and he doesn't let Browynn, like, she's the housewife. Like, not you. She is, so let her handle things. Don't tell her how to handle things. Let her handle things. She's capable, dude. Browynn's like the most capable of the women of handling things, so let her. But then the night kind of ends, the drama kind of like dissipates, and it looks like they actually had like a lot of fun, which I'm like, that's cool. Oh my God, though, the next day, Sean and Angie are talking about Seth going Beeoches, and Sean completely mansplains. He goes, Beeoches. Angie, he meant bitches. He was calling you girls bitches. And it's like, no shit, Sherlock. I'm sure Angie got that. I'm sure we, the female audience, like, Sean, thank you. We really, like, it went right over my head. I had no idea what Seth meant. Then they all go IndyCar racing. I'm obsessed with Browynn's look. She looks like Jackie Kennedy, but like in an upgraded like Twiggy way. I'm obsessed. And then she pulls Lisa for a chat to like try and talk things out at the IndyCar racing. It's too loud. Like, no. The editing just shows how like loud it was. Then Seth leaves early to go to Ohio. And Meredith just kind of admits like there's a bigger like they're good in the short term, but in the big term there's problems in their marriage. Browynn and Lisa then try to talk things out, but look, Lisa, she's not one to like really, she wants to stick up for Heather still, and Browynn doesn't want to hear that. All my notes are Todd grumpy old man Todd, grumpy man, because he is. And then it comes out. So one, Browynn took them in a private plane out there. I guess she didn't get one for the way back, and she got them tickets. Lisa Barlow does not fly coach. She's in 17C. John Barlow, and then she's like, I'll just take a later flight. I just need first class. So you're willing to fly somewhere else to fly, like, it's just insane. And John Barlow just wants to get back to his kid. I kind of feel bad for John Barlow. It's not even an hour flight. It's like 47 minutes, Browynn said. The mid-season trailer, though, looks amazing. And Salt Lake, I want to thank you because y'all are pulling story, relationships, like your interpersonal relationships with each other, with your husbands. There's a lot going on. Bravo. Good job, girls. Mid-season trailer looking great. And maybe you're not best next to the best shows right now, so you look even better. Doesn't matter, though. Oh, guys, we're getting some breaking Bravo news.
Beep, 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 beep. We're interrupting your regularly scheduled recap for this Bravo news.
Denise Richards will be on Special Forces. She posted it on her Instagram today. I'm very excited to watch that. I'm not like huge on the competition reality shows, but I like Special Forces. It just tickles. It's like I like seeing the suffering. And not that I want to see Denise Richards suffer, but I want to see her on Special Forces. Ariana Maddox's boyfriend opened. I was going to put his name, but I think Ariana Maddox's boyfriend opened a bar in New York. Real Housewives of Miami, currently on their cast trip to Spain. 2 of the women are fighting over their boyfriend. Teddy Mellencamp. Now, y'all, we're going to keep it nice, keep it light, because if you want to go, there's a million podcasts that will tell you all the mean, dirty deals. But essentially, Teddy Mellencamp, it's been reported, not confirmed, but she didn't deny it on her podcast, that she had an affair with her horse trainer, Simon, and they were in Florida together on a trip while his wife was giving birth in Los Angeles. It's just sad. But I hope they don't bring her back on Housewives. Like, don't reward the behavior. And I don't want to say it like she's the bad guy. Like, shit's complicated. People are complicated. Candace has given birth. Congratulations. I might have said it last week on the podcast, but I want to make sure, like, we all know she gave birth. She's a mom. Congrats to her. Jax and Brittany. So Jax and Brittany separately both appeared on Alex Baskin's Bravo's like Hot Mic podcast this week. It just went public. It used to be subscription only. And they just talk shit about each other on both of them. And then they both commented on all the social media about the podcast, talking more shit. And again, if you want all the details of that stuff, there are so many Bravo podcasts that really, really break it down. But I don't want to, because what's worse is 2 people that share a child together are just building more and more hate towards each other. That the only person it really affects is Cruz. So I hope for the sake of their child, however much they hate each other, they don't put it out there so publicly, because he'll find it one day. I mean, he will. Oh, but Brittany did just get a kitty. Congrats on the kitty. It's like the cutest little calico named Lola. It's so adorable. And I did forget to mention last week during Bravo News that Alexia, Kyle Richards' oldest daughter, is engaged. Congrats to her. They need to bring back Buying Beverly Hills. I need to see. This needs to be a wedding. I need to see it. Oh, and Pandora's pregnant again. Baby number 2. Congrats, Pandora and Jason. Yeah, they had the Vanderpump Dogs thing this week. Lala didn't show up. I wonder why. Okay, guys. RHONY. Let's talk about it. Okay. It opens with Aaron and Rebecca having lunch, talking about, like, Aaron's like, can I ask you a personal question? And Rebecca's like, sure, anything. And Aaron's like, how do Scientology and Judaism coexist? And then Rebecca gives us a little, like, just read a book, just read a book, just read a book. Why won't you answer the question? You're a Scientologist. But basically what she says is that Judaism is her religion, but Scientology is like where she goes for spiritual guidance. And to kind of like compare it to Aaron, she's like, you know, you're Jewish, but let's say you go to SoulCycle and you have like spiritual experiences. Like that's like what I'm getting out. My question is, why doesn't then SoulCycle get tax-free status with the IRS? Because I'm pretty sure SoulCycle's a business that has to pay taxes. So in that scenario, shouldn't Scientology pay taxes and not be considered a church? The whole thing felt like a Scientology ad. Like, I wish we had Kenya Moore. I wish we had like someone, Megan from OC, someone that would really like ask the questions. The rest of the lunch just felt boring, uninteresting. Like, Rebecca's so boring. Like, her being a Scientologist is the most interesting thing about her. Like, that's it. Like, if she wasn't a Scientologist or famous, they wouldn't have her on the show. You know it. And that's why it's like, we don't need celebrities on Housewives. Like, it's actually better when we don't. So then Uba takes her friend shopping. She's looking for color because she might move in with Oliver. And she starts talking about her bad periods. And I love Uba. The problem with this RHONY is I love all these women individually. But this was boring. Like, there's no real story. And then we get a Wicked ad with Sai going to Rebecca's office. Boring. Like, it's just an ad. Although, Sai, your daughter, London, super adorable. Would love to see her more. She's super cute. I love seeing London. And Sai, I like you individually. You made the scene actually interesting and fun, but like, come on. Ad. It felt like, when I saw the Mean Girls movie, it felt like a million ads in it. I was like, okay. Then they like set up the dodgeball game for later. Brynn, Aaron, and Jessel get lunch, or maybe was it breakfast? Because Jessel ordered English breakfast, so I was unsure. Because she ordered English breakfast, and then Brynn got like a shot of 1942, so I was like, no idea what time of day it was supposed to be. Brynn talks about her new job in tech. Aaron says she's scared to ask questions, and I'm like, yeah, of course you are, because y'all aren't good housewives. Like, ask the question. What would Vicky do? What would Kenya Moore do? Like, think, like, Aaron, you have such good potential. Actually, I retract that after this episode. But all the rest of you, RHONY housewives, go watch some of the greats. And not saying you need to do what they did, but look at how they ask questions, you know, and they really aren't afraid of how they're coming off. Don't be afraid to be, like, unlikable. And then Brynn calls Jessel a basic bitch, and it like felt mean. And she's like, I'm the pot stirrer. Brynn, you need to watch less Bravo, because you're like, oh, I'm stirring the pot. Like, stop. And like the whole basic bitch to Jenna thing, it's like, it's so clear that your only intention is to really hurt Jessel's feelings and make her feel insecure. And that's like real mean girl behavior. And you know it, Brynn. Like, you're smart. You know it's mean girl shit. And I'm just not interested in Brynn being like, I'm the housewife who stirs the pot. Like, who are you really, Brynn? Aaron tells everyone Rebecca's pregnant and doesn't know who the dad is. Oh, my favorite part of the episode, we get Raquel, Mel, Abe the babe, and Aaron. I should have said Mel, Raquel, Aaron, and Abe the babe. They go to a lesbian bar, and it's like the cutest double date. Abe and Mel are just like producer Ezra and our friend Ash. It's so cute. Like, it's just like, I wish you guys could see how they are the same in their relationship, their dynamic, like so adorable. Raquel then talked about how like she explored her sexuality because of the L word. I thought that was so cool. Or when she was like, I mean, I was living in model houses, you guys, like the houses where they put up the models. She was like, of course I was exploring girls. And I was like, oh my God, those model houses were, I mean, probably still, they're probably freaky deaky. Do they still, not deaky, dicky? They're probably, those model houses are probably a little, fun. Okay. And I really liked how she framed, though, with the L word stuff. She was like, it allowed me to be honest with myself, even though I was really scared to be honest. And I was like, what a beautiful thing that is for like the people from that show, that they're going to continue to like share that and share that and share that. It's cool. Then we see Jessel going shopping with her mom. Again, I love Jessel, but like it just feels like we're not moving things forward. She takes Pavitt's credit card though, and she's like, I'll buy you this, Mom. I'll buy you that. Jessel tells her mom though she picked her therapist because he lives in Mexico City. So she felt like it was very multicultural and Pavitt would want to talk about the food with him. I don't know. I did hear from my friend Thea, who her Instagram is Your Moms Are Watching. She says Jessel does have a surrogate who is pregnant. So we'll see where this goes. Then the girls gather for dodgeball. They kind of talk about Sai's hot mic moment on Jeff Lewis. It's just funny to me. It's like Sai is probably being the most real out of all the women. Like Sai's she's our MVP so far this season. She's like, yeah, I said it. And it's funny. Even though she didn't realize she said it. The fact that Rebecca sent it to her and Sai was like, yeah, I said you were nice. And Rebecca was like, you said I was boring. And Sai's like, well, you are. And then Rebecca arrives and she really plays up the pregnancy symptoms. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm just tired. Like, she's just doing the full 9 yards. But yeah, everyone's kind of making jokes about, why don't you just get pregnant, Jessel? And she goes, why don't you guys I can't just get pregnant, kind of jokingly. But I'm like, guys, she has like shared for years now that she struggles with infertility. Like, stop making the joke. That's probably like a little dig every single time, you know? And then Jessel confronts Jenna about saying she's a basic bitch. Jessel believes Jenna. She knows Bryn's being a she knows Brynn is being a pot stirrer. Like, she knows. And it's just like, Brynn, that's like fake, made up shit. Just ask what's really going on and listen, respond, have strong opinions and hold them loosely. Be her friend and her, like, this is just like you trying to self-produce. I do love Jenna's all-white confessional suit. That was gorgeous. It kind of gives like high-end lesbian realness. They played dodgeball and they showed so much of it. I was like, this is boring. Like, that's how you know the episode is. Normally when they play a sport on Housewives, they show like a quick cut, you know, like on Salt Lake. They didn't show the whole game, but they showed a lot of this dodgeball game. Jenna then tells Rebecca about the pregnancy, and it's revealed it's a prank. Okay. this was stupid on Aaron's part. It was stupid on Rebecca's part. It was stupid on if the producers were in on it, stupid of them. If they weren't, I feel bad at them. But then the editors put it in the trailer. So like, as an audience member, it makes me not trust. It makes me feel like these women are putting on a performance. In a way, we do accept that they are performing in a way. But this is like theater at this point, and they're not trained actors. So I do not want it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I am now so not excited for what's to come. Like, doesn't that suck? Like, I went into the season of RHONY being like, oh my God, like, I'm so excited. Now I'm like, no, I'm not excited. So next week, y'all, is book club with Grammy. We read Bad Mormon by Heather Gay. And we will announce next month's book club at that episode. And we also have new merch. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have a new logo. All of this is done by my aunt. Over here, producer Ezra, can you put her Instagram handle? Yeah, she's a great graphic designer. I literally sent her the weirdest ideas, being like, this is my podcast. And she took it and made it something cool. And yeah, make sure you're following on all platforms. I've been posting on TikTok more. So thanks, guys. Have a great week.